Think you know Malaysia? Think again. In 2025, the country is rolling out new laws that might just turn your daily routine upside down. Whether you're a local or a traveler ready to dive into this dynamic nation, these legal shifts could catch you off guard. From raising the legal drinking age to cracking down on cryptocurrency, Malaysia is making bold, surprising changes. And one of these laws might just impact your life in ways you didn't expect. So keep reading. Before we dive in, if you love discovering hidden stories from around the world, hit that subscribe button. Welcome to our channel, where we uncover the unique laws, cultures, and mysteries of countries across the globe. But wait, before we dive fully into this, take 2 seconds and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on our future amazing content, and hit the like button. Malaysia's 10 updated law 2025. 1. Legal drinking age raised to 23. In 2025, the bar scene in Malaysia is no longer what it used to be. Picture this. It's a Saturday night, and the neon lights are flickering outside your favorite rooftop bar. You and your friends are buzzing with excitement as you hit 22, almost an adult, almost able to enjoy a drink freely, right? But here's the catch. The moment you approach the bar, the bartender takes a glance at your ID, size, and hands it back with a sympathetic look. Sorry, mate, you'll have to come back next year. Your heart sinks as you realize you're still not old enough to sip that cocktail. Malaysia's decision to raise the legal drinking age to 23 has stirred up quite the conversation. It's not just about the disappointment of waiting longer to join your friends for a night out. This move reflects a broader societal shift. The government is serious about reducing alcohol consumption among young people, trying to foster a culture where getting tipsy at a young age isn't the norm. And it doesn't stop there. Bars, pubs, and restaurants are on high alert, facing penalties that could cost them more than just a night's revenue. Imagine being a bar owner, constantly double-checking IDs, knowing that one slip-up could lead to a fine large enough to shut down your business for good. The new law isn't just changing how people celebrate birthdays. It's creating a new social environment, forcing people to rethink how, when, and why they drink. For some, it feels like a safeguard. For others, it's an unexpected barrier. Either way, Malaysia's nightlife has a new set of rules, and the impact is only just beginning to unfold. 2. New dress code rules for public spaces. In 2025, stepping into Malaysia's sacred or historic sites feels a little different. Imagine walking through the gates of a centuries-old mosque, your camera ready to capture the breathtaking architecture. But before you can even set foot on the cobblestone path, security steps in. Your sleeveless top and trendy shorts, perfect for beating the tropical heat, don't quite match the required dress code. Suddenly, you're faced with a choice: cover up or turn back. These new dress code laws are part of Malaysia's renewed effort to protect and respect its cultural heritage. It's not just about being modest for modesty's sake. It's about honoring the deep-rooted traditions that these spaces represent. Picture yourself in a cool, shaded temple courtyard, the faint smell of incense in the air. For a moment, you realize these places aren't just tourist attractions. They're living, breathing symbols of Malaysia's spiritual history. Wearing a headscarf or a long sleeve isn't simply following a rule. It's a gesture of respect for the millions who have come before you, seeking peace and connection in these hallowed grounds. But it's not always easy for tourists to adapt. Some might feel stifled, uncomfortable even, as they adjust to the new regulations. The inconvenience of having to pack extra clothing or borrow garments from on-site vendors may seem like a hassle. But there's something bigger at play here. Malaysia is drawing a line, emphasizing that its cultural and religious spaces are sacred, not to be treated casually or with disregard. Breaking these dress codes could mean more than just being turned away from a site. In some cases, fines are imposed, making it a costly mistake. So, if you're planning to explore Malaysia's stunning landmarks, be prepared to dress not just for comfort, but for cultural respect. It's about understanding that in these spaces, the past is still alive, and it deserves to be honored. 3. Stricter immigration laws. The landscape for foreigners in Malaysia is shifting dramatically in 2025. Imagine this. You've just landed in Kuala Lumpur, wide-eyed and eager to start your new life in this bustling, multicultural city. You have dreams of working in one of the country's fast-growing industries, or perhaps teaching English to local students. But as you pass through immigration, the tension rises. Immigration officers scrutinize every detail of your paperwork, and suddenly, the excitement turns to anxiety. A small oversight, a missing document or expired permit, and your plans come to a grinding halt. You could be put on the next plane out, leaving your dreams behind. Malaysia's stricter immigration laws have created a new reality for anyone seeking to live or work here. For those who have built lives in this country, the new rules can feel like a storm cloud overhead. Always there, always looming. Employers, too, are feeling the heat. Hiring foreign workers now comes with increased scrutiny, forcing businesses to navigate complex legal hoops. One wrong hire, and they're facing fines that could cripple their operations. But why has Malaysia decided to tighten the reins so drastically? The answer lies in the delicate balance between protecting local jobs and managing its growing foreign workforce. The government wants to ensure that Malaysians have ample opportunity in their own country, while also keeping a close eye on who enters and stays within its borders. This tightening grip is intended to weed out those who might be taking advantage of the system. But for legitimate workers and business owners, it feels like walking a tightrope. For anyone dreaming of a new life in Malaysia, it's no longer just about the opportunity. It's about staying on the right side of the law. The consequences of not doing so could mean being uprooted from the life you've worked so hard to build, sent away with no guarantee of return. Malaysia's doors are still open, but only for those who come prepared with every I dotted and every T crossed. 4. Cryptocurrency regulations. A new era of control. The year 2025 has brought a seismic shift in Malaysia's approach to cryptocurrency, transforming what once felt like the Wild West of finance into a closely monitored, heavily regulated market. Imagine the rush of logging onto your favorite crypto exchange, only to find that the carefree days of anonymous trading are over. Now, every transaction you make, whether in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any of the hundreds of digital coins out there, falls under the watchful eye of Malaysia's central bank. You've got to picture it. Your carefully curated crypto portfolio, the fruits of your calculated risks and speculative gambles, now being scrutinized with laser-like precision. Gone are the days when you could send Bitcoin to your friend overseas without a second thought. Now, that simple transaction has to pass through the central bank's rigorous checks, or else you could find yourself facing penalties that aren't just numbers on a screen. Real fines, possible jail time, and the dread of losing everything. Why all the fuss? The government is cracking down hard on cryptocurrency because of its murky association with money laundering, terrorism financing, and tax evasion. The anonymity that once made crypto appealing has now raised alarm bells, and Malaysia isn't taking any chances. If you're still thinking of cutting corners, trading through backdoor exchanges, you'll have to think again because the penalties are serious. Malaysia's legal hammer is coming down hard on those who don't follow the rules. But here's the thing, it's not all bad. For those who choose to abide by these new regulations, there's a silver lining. The government is working to make Malaysia one of the safest and most transparent places to trade cryptocurrency in Asia. By registering with the central bank, you're not just following the law, you're protecting yourself from fraud and shady transactions. This shift is ushering in a new era of crypto trading, one where peace of mind is just as valuable as your digital coins. The thrill of the chase may be over, but for those who play by the book, this is the beginning of a more secure, stable, and transparent future in the world of digital finance. Oh, and by the way, I know you're liking this video already. Go ahead right now and show me some love by hitting the like button. Done. Alright, let's continue. 5. Say goodbye to single-use plastics. Malaysia's Green Revolution. Picture this. You walk into your go-to cafe, the place where they always know your order before you even say it. But today, things feel a bit different. Instead of the usual plastic straw sticking out of your iced latte, you're handed a sleek, biodegradable one. As you take a sip, you notice the bags at the counter aren't the plastic ones that crinkle with every step. They're made of biodegradable material, almost like thick paper, and they feel surprisingly sturdy. This is Malaysia in 2025, where the war against single-use plastics is in full swing. It's a quiet revolution, unfolding in everyday spaces, your favorite restaurant, the corner store, the bustling street markets. At first, it might feel like an inconvenience. No more grabbing a quick plastic spoon for your street-side noodles or asking for an extra plastic bag for your groceries. But when you step back, the bigger picture becomes clear. This isn't just about banning plastic. It's about preserving Malaysia's breathtaking natural beauty for generations to come. Imagine the turquoise waters of Langkawi, once littered with plastic bottles and straws, now shimmering under the sun, clear and unspoiled. Picture the lush rainforests of Borneo, home to some of the most unique wildlife on the planet, no longer choked by discarded plastic bags. This law is about more than just keeping plastic out of landfills. It's about keeping Malaysia's beaches pristine, protecting its marine life, and ensuring that its natural parks remain untouched by the slow decay of plastic pollution. But this change doesn't just impact businesses. Consumers are part of this shift too. Reusable bags, metal straws, and containers are no longer trendy. They're a necessity. At first, it might feel like a hassle to remember to bring your own bag or bottle, but soon it becomes second nature. And the stakes are high. The fines for businesses that fail to comply are steep, and there's a sense of urgency pushing this movement forward. Malaysia knows that if it doesn't act now, the consequences for its environment will be irreversible. This bold move marks a turning point in the country's environmental consciousness, a green revolution that puts sustainability front and center. It's more than just a law. It's a cultural shift, a commitment to protecting Malaysia's future. And with each biodegradable straw, each reusable bag, every single step away from plastic, Malaysians are taking part in something much bigger than themselves. 6. Tougher smoking bans. A breath of fresh air. Imagine strolling through one of Malaysia's beautiful public parks on a sunny afternoon. You're surrounded by the vibrant greenery, the sounds of children playing, the fresh smell of the trees. But there's something new in the air, clean, untainted by the haze of cigarette smoke. This is the vision of Malaysia in 2025, where public parks, playgrounds, and recreational areas have become smoke-free sanctuaries. If you're a smoker, this might feel like an uncomfortable squeeze. Gone are the days when you could sit on a park bench, take a drag, and enjoy the view. Now lighting up in any public space could land you a hefty fine. It's more than just a slap on the wrist. These smoking bans are enforced with serious penalties, and the message is clear. Public spaces are meant for everyone, and that includes the right to breathe clean air. Picture a family picnic at the park, children laughing as they chase each other around, their parents relaxing in the grass. Under these new laws, they won't have to worry about secondhand smoke drifting through the air, turning a peaceful day into something unpleasant. It's a shift towards creating healthier, cleaner environments that everyone can enjoy, free from the lingering smell of tobacco. For smokers, this might feel restrictive, but public health advocates are applauding the move. The goal is to encourage a healthier lifestyle, reducing the risks of smoking-related illnesses and promoting a cleaner way of life. It's not just about protecting non-smokers from secondhand smoke. It's about nudging smokers themselves towards healthier choices. The ban extends beyond parks and playgrounds to urban spaces, public transportation hubs, and even popular shopping districts. In 2025, Malaysia is drawing a hard line, and the government is determined to enforce these bans rigorously. Light up in the wrong place, and you could face not just a dirty look, but a fine that hits your wallet hard. This tougher stance on smoking is Malaysia's way of prioritizing the well-being of its people, pushing for cleaner, healthier public spaces. And while some may grumble about the restrictions, the long-term impact on public health and the environment is undeniable. Malaysia is taking bold steps to ensure that its future generations inherit a country that values clean air as much as its natural beauty. 7. Cybersecurity laws get serious. Guarding the digital fortresses. Imagine a world where everything, your bank account, your health records, your personal conversations, is stored online. Now imagine waking up one morning to find it all gone, stolen by faceless hackers halfway across the globe. This isn't the plot of a futuristic thriller. It's the harsh reality that's hit too many businesses and individuals in recent years. In response to the growing threat, Malaysia has fortified its digital defenses in 2025 with the introduction of stringent cybersecurity laws, and the stakes are higher than ever. Companies are no longer just businesses. They are the guardians of vast amounts of sensitive data, from customer addresses to credit card numbers. Under the new law, these companies must install advanced firewalls, employ encryption techniques, and continuously monitor their systems for vulnerabilities. But the clock is ticking. If a company experiences a breach, they have only 72 hours to report it to the authorities. Miss that deadline, and they're not just facing a slap on the wrist. Massive fines, potential lawsuits, and public outrage await them. For businesses, this might seem like an extra burden, but for consumers, it's a much-needed shield. Imagine knowing that the company you trusted with your data has your back. Now you can shop online or use apps with more confidence, knowing that Malaysia is creating a safer digital world. This isn't just about following rules. It's about building trust in a time where cybersecurity feels like a battlefield, and we're all potential targets. 8. Gig workers finally get more protection. A new era for the hustlers. For years, gig workers in Malaysia were the invisible backbone of the economy. From the Grab driver weaving through the bustling streets of Kuala Lumpur to the food delivery rider braving tropical downpours, these workers kept cities alive. Especially during the pandemic, when many traditional jobs crumbled. But despite their essential roles, gig workers were left without the protections offered to their office-bound counterparts. That changes in 2025. Picture this. As a rideshare driver, you log 12-hour days, navigating traffic and dealing with demanding passengers. But at the end of the month, there's no pension, no health insurance, just your paycheck. Now, Malaysia's new labor laws step in like a long-awaited lifeline. Gig workers are entitled to minimum wage, ensuring they no longer get shortchanged for the hours they work. Even better, they now have access to social security benefits, so if you get hurt on the job, you won't be left scrambling to pay medical bills. This move is groundbreaking. It's the recognition that while technology has changed the way we work, basic protections must keep pace. It's a win for the gig workers, who've often felt left behind, and a challenge for companies, which must adjust to new costs. Yet the long-term benefits are clear. Happier, more secure workers, a stronger workforce, and a society that no longer views gig jobs as second class. It's a new era for the hustlers, the people who've been keeping Malaysia moving, now getting the security they deserve. 9. Renewable energy mandates. The dawn of a green revolution. Imagine looking out over the Malaysian landscape in 2025 and seeing fields of solar panels glinting in the tropical sun, wind turbines spinning gracefully in the breeze, and water turbines harnessing the power of Malaysia's rivers. This isn't just a dream. It's the bold new reality that Malaysia is working toward, thanks to its renewable energy mandates. The government has set an ambitious goal. By the end of 2025, half of all energy used across the country must come from renewable sources. It's a daring push in the battle against climate change. And for businesses, this isn't optional. They're being pushed to innovate, to think green, and to shift away from the fossil fuels that have long powered their operations. Companies that fail to meet this target face heavy fines, which means the cost of doing nothing is simply too high. But for those who embrace the challenge, there's a silver lining. Renewable energy isn't just about cutting emissions. It's about leading the charge into the future. Imagine being a business owner who not only complies with the new law, but becomes a pioneer in the green revolution. Consumers are more eco-conscious than ever, and the companies that invest in clean energy are poised to win over a new generation of loyal customers. This law isn't just about preserving Malaysia's breathtaking natural beauty. It's about positioning the country as a global leader in sustainability. The future is green, and Malaysia is ready to lead the way. 10. Nationwide ban on online gambling. Closing the digital casino. Online gambling is seductive. A few clicks, a few dollars, and the promise of big wins keeps pulling people back in. But in 2025, Malaysia is pulling the plug on this digital temptation. The government's new law banning all forms of online gambling is one of the most shocking legal shifts, aimed at curbing addiction and protecting vulnerable citizens. For years, online gambling sites, some foreign and some local, have been quietly thriving in Malaysia. In darkened rooms, people would click away, chasing jackpots, hoping to turn their luck around. But this digital gambling world is now shut down. The government, worried about the rise of addiction and the financial ruin that often comes with it, has blocked all online gambling sites from Malaysian internet service providers. Caught sneaking into these digital casinos, the penalties are steep. Fines large enough to drain your savings account, or worse, jail time that could turn a risky bet into a life-altering mistake. Critics argue that gambling is a personal choice, but the government is focused on the bigger picture, keeping Malaysians from falling into the traps of financial despair and potential criminal activity. For many, this law is a protective measure, preventing the losses and heartbreak that can follow a bad bet. For others, it's a sobering reminder that not all freedoms are without limits. Malaysia is closing the doors to online gambling, sending a clear message. The risks are too high, and the government will do whatever it takes to safeguard the future of its citizens. In conclusion, in 2025, Malaysia is evolving. With new laws that protect gig workers, safeguard personal data, push for green energy, and tackle addiction head-on, the country is positioning itself for a stronger, safer, and more sustainable future. These changes may challenge the status quo, but they also represent a bold vision for a more responsible and forward-thinking nation. As Malaysia moves forward, it's clear the future is being shaped today, and these laws are the first steps toward a brighter tomorrow. Let us have your thoughts in the comments section below. Thank you for joining us. If you found this information enlightening, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content about cities and cultures from around the world.